Hi, everybody. I'm Eustace Leon Greaves Jr., better known as Brooklyn Covered, and this is one of our regular segments called Just Thought You'd Like to Know. And what's today's subject? Well, I thought you just might like to know what to do about your gutters, downspouts, and even the drain that leads water out of your house into the sewer line or maybe even a cesspool. Just a couple of things you should do before we have the next onslaught of what I consider biblical rain. Let me tell you, I went through Prospect Park the other day during the rainstorm and I heard the ducks and the geese talking, and they were complaining about the amount of water falling from the sky. When they complain, you know it's bad. So let's just talk very quickly about a house and about some things you should do. Very simple things, folks, to guarantee that you remove from the house as quickly and as efficiently as possible what is possibly the most damaging natural, the most damaging natural thing, I guess, water, just water. Water can really destroy a house. Now, you might say, well, gee whiz, with fire, the house burns. Fine, the house burns, and then we get a chance to knock the rest of it down, and then we rebuild it. However, with a situation where water gets into a house, not good, because what happens is it'll settle into places, and that water will cause wood to warp. It'll cause metal to rust. It'll cause electrical wiring sometimes to short out. And after a while, also, you get a very terrible thing called mold. And that's when the little bacteria meet up and hang out with other little bacteria and they form spores. And these spores form mold. And well, then before you know it, you can't live in the house because it's toxic. So here's a couple of things to do to make sure that water doesn't get in the house. And again, just a couple. Now let's talk first. And this is my 5 things you didn't know about a homeowner's insurance house. It's a little marketing piece from Travelers. It's a 2-ounce mailing piece. If you'd like one, send me a self-addressed envelope to the office address, which is 651 Bergen Street. Just send it to the office, and I'll be more than happy to drop one in the mail for you. It's a cute little thing. I gave it to an architect I know. He said, "I'll build this in 5 minutes." He had to call me 2 days later for help. But anyway, that's a joke. Anyway, this is called a gutter. Now, the gutters are the things that for most houses go right along the edge of the roof. And as the water comes down the roof, it goes into the gutter. And hopefully it goes down the gutter and then down what we call the downspout and away from the building. Now, let me tell you what goes wrong here. A lot of people have gutters that are clogged. And when your gutter is clogged, that's no good, because that means that if you have leaves, the next door neighbor's wiffle ball, some drunk threw a bottle up in the daggone gutter, that means that the water cannot pass cleanly through, hit the downspout, and go away from the building. So what you want to do is make sure, after we've had this rain, please do yourselves a favor. Get to your gutters, make sure they've got that slight angle down to help gravity move the water. Make sure they're clear of any debris. That's key. Next, if you can, take a hose and hit your downspout. Just put the hose right into the downspout and shoot the water through there for a while, and make sure that you see the water coming out as quickly as you're putting it in, out of your, well, this is what I call your hose, your leader, your gutter, your leader, whatever it is, rather your downspout. Make sure also that you have a pipe or a rubber connection at the end that carries the water away from the foundation of the house. So, for example, this is a good one, I think, because, see, it carries the water, almost knocked the house over, carries the water away from the house. I've seen some where they literally just stop right here, and the water is just hitting the ground right along the side of the house. Don't do that. And very simply, you go to Home Depot, and they have them. You just attach it right to the end, or Lowe's. I'm not favoring either one. And you just make sure that you carry the water away from the house. Another thing about landscaping, folks, I've gone to houses and literally this is how the ground looks. So if it rains, the water hits and it's literally going against the side of the house, which means the foundation is under attack. You're going to have flooding in that house sooner or later. Here's what you want to do. And I've also seen them where they're perfectly flat. No. Make sure that your landscaping carries water away from the house like this. So this way the water comes down, it comes down, or rather it comes across, it goes down, and then it goes away downhill from the house. Next, some guys I like very much did a $49.95 sewer cleaner company. I think it's called Mr. Sewer, Mr. Sewer $49.99. Let them come and clear out your main drain pipe, your main sewer line for the house. That runs, of course, hopefully, beneath the ground. And again, there's your landscape ground. Here's the sewer line. And it's either going to a cesspool or into a city sewer line to carry the water away from the house underground. Let them come and really rotor that out or power clean it out, whatever it is. This way you don't have to worry that much about hopefully a backup. Now, if you have a house of recent vintage, you should have what's called I call it a recheck valve. And what that means is there's a little valve that sits in there, and when you flush, the valve opens to let the effluent leave, and then when it's in, and then it closes. But should effluent and everything else try to get up there, we don't want that. We don't want that filth and sewage coming into the house. So therefore, boom, it'll stop because that flap won't let it come in. Now, and if not that, make sure that your sewer line is clear all the way to the main sewer line in the street. Something else to think about. Make sure you have water and sewer backup coverage on your policy in the amount of either $5,000 or $10,000. Very important. If you're going to store things like cherished family mementos and what have you, buy some of those large plastic storage containers with the tops, because if nothing else, things will float. And you won't lose treasured photos and things of that nature. Okay. Well, listen, this has just been a very, very, very brief overview of a couple of things you can do now before we have the next biblical rainstorm. Again, let's check those gutters. Let's check the downspout. Make sure that we're carrying the water away from the house. And let's make sure that our main sewer line, that's why I use the red straw, make sure that main sewer line is clear, so that again, in the event of a bad storm, the water will be leaving the house and not coming inside and causing further problems. My name is Eustace Leon Greaves Jr., aka Brooklyn Covered, and this has been the latest segment of Just Thought You'd Like to Know. Thanks a lot, God bless, and always remember, make it an outstanding day. Bye-bye.